role is sort of the emeritus category. Um, when Gary took over as assistant to Carla in 2006, I was already doing other things because in 2002 it was apparent to Carla and me that the money that Don had left us was insufficient to continue to support us. So I got a job as a lawn service. I started my own. Went to 2011, and about that point, Carla had surgery, and I took care of Carla for the last 5 years of her life until 2015. And in that time, I continued something that I'd started when she went to England and started the Camelot Journal. I started writing the Camelot Journal, which I do to this day. And at the present time, besides writing the Camelot Journal, I keep our yard in good shape for our homecoming. I hold meditations on Saturdays, September through May. And we channel every Saturday now. And we have special teaching sessions for people who want to learn how to channel. I've conducted those, and Austin and Gary and Trish and another lady are part of that now. So that's pretty much what I do now. I'm retired from the normal workaday world, but I keep myself busy with LL research and my own meditations. My spiritual journey has been one that has evolved over a period of time. It's really kind of hard to put a finger on exactly where it started. I guess if I had to, I would say when I was a senior in college, I took a class in world religions, which sort of indicates I was beginning to look at things in a different light. Up to that point, I hadn't really asked any serious questions or thought any serious thoughts. I was what you might call a late bloomer, 21 years old before I had an original thought, I believe. And this class got me introduced to some of the basics of religion on the planet. And then about the same time, I read a couple of books by Alan Watts, The Wisdom of Insecurity and The Taboo Against Knowing Who You Are. And that got me going in a more metaphysical way, in thinking about things more than just the traditional religious perspective. So I guess that was really the start, and it's had a lot of stages along the way, and they're continuing. I heard Don and Carla on a radio broadcast from a local radio station. I was living in central Kentucky in the woods and had my little battery-powered radio turned on to WKQQ in Lexington, Kentucky. And they were having a special program on UFOs that night. And Don and Carla were talking about the topic, and they were talking about the philosophy of the UFOs, that they'd actually been in contact with them. And I thought, that's the next step for me. I need to get in touch with these people. It took about 6 or 8 months, actually. There were a number of folks that lived in the same county that I did, were members of the same food co-op that I belonged to. And we'd place orders every couple of weeks and then go pick them up. And I went to pick my food up one week and was talking to them, and I was thinking, we were talking about spiritual things in general. And I mentioned to them I'd heard this couple from Louisville, and fascinated me about what they had to say about the philosophy of these UFO entities. They said, "Oh yeah, Don Elkins, Carla Rucker, we're part of their group. We'll introduce you." So I went up to meet Don and Carla on a Sunday night, and for the next year I went up for all of their Sunday night channeling meditations. We became very good friends. My most significant personal spiritual experience has been being part of the Law of One Raw Contact. This was something that we had never expected at all. It was a tremendous surprise. It was something that moved me immediately as soon as I began transcribing the first session. Don was all excited and said this was the contact we're waiting for, and after I got into the transcription I could see that was true. And just partaking in the experience of preparing for the contact, the night before contact, getting ready for questions, the day of the contact, giving Carla a massage, having a light breakfast, doing our meditation, performing the circle of one, and then getting into the contact and being able to hear Ra speak in their very slow and distinct way, where they were perfectly focused upon the question and answering Don's questions with such clarity and profundity that I was absolutely transfixed. And being able to be in that group was such a joy, such a privilege, such an honor. And we knew we were on the mountaintop, and I'm glad to have been there.